Hi friends, hi friends, welcome to Sri Chaitanya. Last time we have discussed in lesson 1 of limits, limit and theory of the limit. When shall limit of the function, what is exact definition of the function, limit of the function, and analytical definition I have given. And we have discussed limit at a point, that means at a finite point, and limit at infinity, and the difference between finite limits and infinite limits also. Now today in this lesson we are concentrating the difference between limit and value of the limit at a point, because majority of the students are under impression that in general they are getting confusion. They are in their opinion they are same. Limit is different, limit at a point is different, and the value of the function at that particular point is different. So here in this lecture or in this lesson I am giving the clarity of these two particular areas. So my friends, again I am telling, this is lesson number 2. Here in this lesson we are concentrating on what? Limit and value of the function at a point. Okay now? Now see my friends, before that let me introduce the various type of indeterminate forms. See, here I have written some of the peculiar forms: 0 by 0, infinity by infinity, and infinity minus infinity, 0 into infinity, 0 to the power of 0, infinity to the power of 0, and 1 power infinity. See, these 7 forms are called indeterminate forms of a function at a point at x is equal to a. Suppose if in a given function, if I have substituted a particular number, let it be a, if I have got any of these 7 forms, then we can say that the function is indeterminate at that point x is equal to a. Actually, in general in our real number system, 2 by 2 is what? We can say 1. Or 4.5 by 4.5 is what? We can say that is 1. But don't write 0 by 0 as 1 or infinity by infinity as 1. And similarly in a real number system we know 0 minus 0, it is 0. But don't write infinity minus infinity as 0, something like that. Similarly, anything multiplied by 0 is 0, everybody tells like that. No. 0 into a finite quantity is 0. Similarly, anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1, everybody says like that. Don't say like that. Because 0 to the power of 0, it is not equal to 1. That is called indeterminate form. Similarly, 1 power anything is equal to 1, in general they can say. No. 1 power infinity is not equal to 1. 1 power infinity is different and another form of that 1 is different. So anyhow, these peculiar 7 forms, the importance of these peculiar 7 forms, soon we are getting and we are practicing, and the knowledge behind the screen of these particular indeterminate forms in limits especially we will practice. So my friends, all indeterminate forms can be calculated. Okay, all indeterminate forms can be calculated. So they can be calculated with the help of the limit concept only. That is why we are practicing and learning what? Limits. Infinity, it is just a symbol, because it is not possible to imagine that infinity, and it is not possible to write the number infinity on paper. So on a part of the symbol, just we are representing this as infinity like this. Suppose if I have written 4, it is a finite quantity. Suppose 4 power 10 lakhs, it is what? A finite quantity. Or 4 power or 10 power some million, that is a finite quantity. But infinity, it is not possible to us to represent anything on the paper. That is why we are representing infinity with this symbol. And another point, 0. 0 is a singleless, signless quantity. It has no positive sign or negative sign. That means it is neither positive nor negative. 0 is always a 0. And moreover, it is an even number because it is divisible by 2. That is why it is an even number. So these are the basic and peculiar properties of the real numbers one should practice while practicing the problems in the limits, and they are they play very good role in evaluating the limits. That's why I am here. Though they are elementary, but I am emphasizing and I am stressing more on this. Now coming to another properties. Infinity plus infinity is equal to infinity. Infinity minus infinity we can't say. We are adding infinity to some infinity, that becomes again infinity only. Similarly, if you are multiplying infinity with infinity, that means that is another infinity only. Similarly, infinity to the power of infinity is infinity, not infinity to the power of 0. Similarly, 0 to the power of infinity is infinity to the, 0 to the power of infinity is 0. And infinity by 0 is infinity. And 0 by infinity is some finite quantity by infinity. 0 is a finite quantity. Finite quantity by infinity. Finite by infinity is always what? 0. These are all are the properties of real numbers. And infinity by some finite quantity. Infinity by some finite quantity. That is always what? Infinitive. And moreover, 0 by infinity is 0 when suppose a by infinity, here you write it, a by infinity is equal to 0 provided a is a finite number. A is a finite number. This is more generalized version. 1 by infinity is 0. 2 by infinity is 0. 20 by infinity is 0. 20 whole power 20 by infinity is 0. Provided that number a is finite. Similarly, a by 0 is undefined. It is not defined. It depends upon what? A value. A not equal to 0. Provided a not equal to 0. If a is positive, then a by 0 becomes plus infinity. And if a is negative, then a by 0 is minus infinity. And moreover, the product of two real numbers is 0 if and only if either a equal to 0 or b equal to 0 or both are 0. Provided a and b are finite. Provided what? A and b are finite. Similarly, a power infinity. This is equal to infinity provided a greater than 1. Be careful. A power infinity is equal to infinity provided a greater than 1. That means 2 power infinity is infinity, 3 power infinity is infinity, 4 power infinity is infinity, but not 1 power infinity. Don't write 1 power infinity as simply infinity, something like that. If a equal to 1, then 1 power infinity is equal to 1, but that is called limiting case. Actually, 1 power infinity, the value becomes 1, but it can be written as limit n tends to infinity 1 power n as 1. Similarly, it is 0 if a lies between minus 1 and 1. That means you take any fraction. That means 1 by 2 whole power infinity, 1 by 3 whole power infinity. That means a fraction. That number should be lie between minus 1 and 1. This point is very, very important, and with the help of this particular division of that particular real number and its exponent, we can solve so many problems and limits. It plays very good role. So my friends, please don't neglect this particular area. They are very, very important. Now coming to a plus infinity is equal to infinity, where a is a finite number. A into infinity is equal to infinity, where a is a finite number other than 0. Be careful. A minus infinity, that is equal to minus infinity. A minus infinity is minus infinity. Minus infinity minus a, infinity. 0 minus infinity, that is equal to minus infinity. 0 plus infinity, that is equal to infinity, where a is a non-zero positive quantity. So again, this is the time for you to tell one important point I want to share. Whenever you are practicing a particular formula or a theorem or something, you should concentrate on the terms and conditions involved in the variables and parameters. If you are not focusing on that particular areas, you may miss several information. So these are all are the basic and necessary real number properties, and they play very good role for evaluating limit of the function at a point. Yeah. Now my friends, if property number 1, here I am telling a simple property. If f of x is an even function, then limit x tends to 0, that means left hand limit at x is equal to 0 of the function is equal to right hand limit at x is equal to 0 of the function, both are same. That means both left hand limit and right hand limit at x is equal to 0 are exist and they are equal. Provided the function is what? Even. When can you say the function is even? F is even. What is that definition for even function? If f of minus x is equal to f of x for every x, then the function is said to be an even function. For example, f of x is equal to x square, x power 4, or x power 4 plus 2, or x square minus 1. You'll take these kind of functions, or cos x, or what, secant x. These are all are what? These are all are what? Even functions. And for this kind of all even functions, limit at 0, both the left hand and right hand limits are exist and they are always what? Equal. This is property number 1. And coming to property number 2, similarly if f is an odd function, then limit x tends to 0 f of x exists. That means what? Both the left hand limit and right hand limit are exist and equal to 0. That means limit x tends to 0 f of x is always 0. Suppose if you know the function is an odd function, not necessary to solve or find, you can directly write answer as what? 0 only. What is odd function? See, the function which satisfies the condition if f of minus x is equal to minus of f of x for every x belongs to capital R. That means if you take any real number, so that the function satisfies this relation, then we can say that the function is what? An odd function. For an odd function, limit x tends to 0 f of x is always 0. For example, f of x is equal to x cube, or f of x is equal to sin x, or f of x is equal to tan x. You take this kind of functions, they all are what? Odd functions, because f of minus x is equal to minus x whole cube, that is minus x cube. F of minus x is equal to sin of minus x, that is minus of sin x. F of minus x is equal to tan of minus x, that is minus of tan x. They are all odd functions. For them, suppose if you want to find a limit x tends to 0 f of x, not necessary to find, directly you can write answer as 0. This is another property. So my friends, read this note very carefully. If a function involves square root, this is very, very important, my friends. Several times in mains and advanced examination, problems were concentrated on this particular note to only. This is such a kind of important note. In general, people are getting confusion. Actually, in the first lesson 1, I have told how to find, we discussed how to find left and right hand limits. And when shall a limit of a function exists? Those things all we discussed. But the $1 million question is it necessary to find left and right hand limits for each and every function? If so, for what kind of functions it is, in general we can find. Because to save the time in examinations or etc., etc. In that aspect, this note will help you a lot. So read the note very carefully. If a function involves square root function, that means if f of x is equal to root of x or root x square, root x cube, something like that. Or if function involves modulus, or if some function involves step, greatest integer, or if function involves a fractional part, or if the function involves signum of x. Don't worry, these are the points again and again repeatedly in the coming 6 lessons. I will stress, but again I am giving this information as a note. Please, please note, separately prepare this kind of things in your notes. And whenever in a question, these terms are appearing immediately in your mind, you come to the conclusion, okay, here, at this given point, though they are asking the limit of the function, immediately I need to find both the left hand and right hand limits. That in single line I can call it as two-sided limit. I have to find two-sided limit. What is two-sided limit? Left hand limit as well as right hand limit. You have to find. That means limit x tends to f of x is equal to L. That means what? Left hand limit of the function equal to right hand limit of the function equal to what? L. How to find limit x tends to a minus f of x? Already we discussed this point in our previous lesson. This I can write it as limit h tends to 0 plus f of a minus h. This how to write? Put x is equal to a minus h. This is called a transformation. As x tends to a minus, h tends to 0 plus. This is the step. So with this transformation technique, you can find the left hand limit. Similarly, how to find right hand limit? Limit x tends to a plus f of x. How can you evaluate? This I can write it as limit h tends to 0 plus f of a plus h only. The same thing is here, put x is equal to a plus h, and as x tends to a plus, h tends to 0 plus. These are the methods and methodology, and if both the left hand limit exists and right hand limit exists and are equal, then that equal common value is called limit of the function, that we discussed in the previous lesson also. Suppose if it is L, then we can say that the limit of the function is L. Exists means, my dear friends, it should be always a finite and unique. That is the concept of exists. See here, the proper terminology plays a very good role in solving the problem. Exists means the limit should be finite and unique. And moreover, see second point, limit extends to plus or minus infinity. That is, suppose if it is plus infinity, what is f of x? How to find it? This is nothing but, as x tends to plus infinity, 1 by x tends to what? 0. So the same thing I can write it as limit x tends to 0 f of 1 by x. Both are same. So whenever limit x tends to plus infinity problem is given to you, in that in the given function, you replace the variable x or y, whatever it may be the variable which acts in the function. Again I am telling another important point. If limit x tends to a f of x, if I am talking about the limit like this, my dear friends, here x is the variable. Remaining all other parameters and variables in the given function we considered as constants only. That means, suppose f of x is equal to like this, x square y plus 2a x plus 3 is there. What to find? Limit x tends to 1 f of x. So what I mean to say is, here limit x tends to 1 f of x is given for you. So here my x is the only variable, though y appears, y looking or appears as a variable, but we never consider that as a variable. We consider that as what? A constant only. Simply just like 2a, just like 3. So in limits problems, where the variable x tends to or some y tends to, that x or y, whatever it may be, the given things are given for you, those are the variables. Those things which involves in the given equation acts as variables only. This is another important point, please don't forget. And my friends, suppose if I asked this simple question, majority of the students, they do mistakes. What is limit x tends to 0 1 by x? Simply they can do, they substitute x is equal to 0 there. Similarly, they can write 1 by 0, that is equal to infinity, because a finite quantity by 0, infinity, which we discussed in the previous properties. Yeah, they're right. But my friend, be careful. Here, limit of this function does not exist. The reason is, if you find the left hand limit, the limit becomes minus infinity. If you find the right hand limit at x is equal to 0, the limit becomes plus infinity. It is very trivial to in the form of graph. See, this is the graph of y equal to f of x. If I have drawn the graph of y equal to f of x, the graph is like this. As I said, no, it is an odd function. It is an odd function. Okay, and this is 0, and these are the right hand limit. That means x tends to 0 plus. What does it mean? The values of x, the sequence of all values of x, which are more than 0 but nearer to 0. If I have taken those values, that means x is equal to 0.1, 0.001, 0.00001, 0.00001. If I have taken those values, if I have substituted x 1 by 0.1, 1 by 0.01, 1 by 0.001, 1 by 0.00001. What does it? What is 1 by 0.1? That is 10. What is 1 by 0.01? That is 100. What is 1 by 0.001? That is 1000. That means it goes on up to where? Plus infinity. See, graphically, see how beautifully we explained this principle or this fundamental very clearly, isn't it? So this is right hand limit at x is equal to 0. So the right hand limit at x is equal to 0 becomes what, man? Plus infinity. And here the left hand limit, this is left hand limit means limit x tends to 0 minus. That means all values of x are sequence of values of x which are less than 0 but nearer to 0. What are those values? Minus 0.9, minus 0.99, minus 0.999, minus 0.9, like that. You substitute those values. Again, you will get all values in the negative, which is minus infinity, if you plot these values. That's why simply I have represented the curve like this one and this part. This is not like this. It goes, the branch goes plus infinity like this, and here the another branch goes minus infinity like this. But at x is equal to 0, what happened? Right hand limit goes to plus infinity and the left hand limit goes to minus infinity. They are not equal. Therefore, limit does not exist. Simply we can say that limit does not exist. So whenever the function involved 1 by x or 1 by x square, 1 by x cube type of functions or something at x is equal to 0, you need to find both left and right hand limits. They are elementary but important. See, my friends, all lengthy and difficult problems are not important and they never play a good role. These are the first fundamentals. If you master these fundamentals, you can do wonders in limits. You can get 100% of the subject in finding limits, whatever difficult problem it may be. Similarly, see, observe the fourth one. What is limit x tends to 0? 1 by x square. Yeah, here if I find limit x tends to 0, 1 by x square. Actually here if I have find RHL, that is right hand limit x tends to 0 plus 1 by x square, that becomes that is plus infinity. Similarly, left hand limit or LHL, that is limit x tends to 0 minus 1 by x square, again that is also plus infinity. Clear, na? Graphically, if I have taken the graph of the 1 by x square is like this. Please practice these graphs. 1 by x square graph is always like this. 1 by x square graph is always like this. This is 0 and this is x axis and this is y axis. This curve never intersects x axis or y axis. This curve never intersects x axis or y axis. It is always like that, above the x axis only. At 0, what happened? In 0 plus means, in this one it goes to plus infinity. Again in 0 minus, in the left hand limit, it goes to plus infinity. That means both the left hand limit is plus infinity and right hand limit also plus infinity. So limit of the function has infinity. Got the point? But don't say that limit exists and is equal to infinity. But in majority of the textbooks and even lecturers also doing this as the mistake. They can write limit as infinity. Yes, limit as infinity, but don't say that it exists. The term exists, it is very powerful. You apply that exists only for what? Finite values, not for infinite values. So here you can say that limit is equal to infinity, plus infinity, that's all. What can you say? It is infinite limit function, that's all. Don't say that limit exists and equal to plus infinity. Of course, majority of the textbooks, guides which are available in the market, they are doing like that and they are giving this one. And this is another important point. I am stressing more on it. Clear, na? Now, the $1 million question is majority of the people, they have a doubt. Sir, what is the difference between finding limit of the function at a point and value of the function at a point? Because ultimately, suppose if f of x is equal to x square is given for you. If I asked you to find what is the limit x tends to f of x, then immediately you are doing like this. This bloody job you are doing, limit x tends to x square. What ultimately you are doing? You are substituting x is equal to over there and you are writing this as 4. Sir, why all this particular drama? Instead of writing these steps, straight away if I have written that as f of 2, which is nothing but 2 square, then both are same. Na? So what is the main difference between limit x tends to a f of x and f of a? This is very, very important. Nobody will explain this. Yeah, my friend, listen. That is why you need to concentrate more on limits. After that only you concentrate the continuity. Yeah, here the first step to continuity and definition for continuity starts now. There is a lot of difference. Limit of the function f of x as x tends to a need not be same as, listen, the term need not be same as, or may not be equal to or same as the value of the function at x is equal to a. Clear, my friends? This I am explaining with some suitable examples. See, let f of x be the function and a be a point. Observe these particular cases. If I have taken this as my function, at x is equal to a, if I have substituted the value over there, I get what? 0 by 0, which is what? Indeterminate form. So value of the function is what? Indeterminate. This is does not exist. My friends, here in general people are doing mistakes like this. F of x is equal to x square minus a square by x minus a. They can write like this because with knowledge, vast knowledge in mathematics, they can do like this. They simply cancel x minus and x minus a, and they can write this as f of x is equal to x plus a, then f of a equal to a plus a, that becomes 2a. They can write like this. This is the blunder in general people are doing. This is one function, this is another function. See, suppose if I have given f of x is equal to x square by x, and if I have given another function g of x is equal to x, can you say f of x and g of x both are identical? Are you following my point? If I have given a question like this, f of x is equal to x square by x, g of x is equal to x, can you say that f of x is equal to g of x? 99.99% of the students simply they can say that they are equal. If you are in that 0.001 percentage, simply you can say that they are not equal. They are equal. They are equal under some conditions. What are those conditions? If x greater than 0 or if x less than 0, then only they are equal. If x is equal to 0, they are not. This is the magic of real numbers and the real number system. If you are studying and you are understanding the concepts in this manner, then only you will enjoy the subject. Otherwise, though they are very simple problems, you may get confusion in solving some other innovative questions. So my friends, here f of a, the value of the function, it is an indeterminate form. Whereas limit, you just see. Yeah, I have found the left hand limit. As I said now, in the place of x, I have replaced a with x tends to a minus with a minus h, and after simplification that becomes this one, and it is what? 2a. Similarly, right hand limit I found a plus, that is put x is equal to a plus h, and again after simplification I got 2a. What happened here, my friends? Both left hand limit and right hand limits are same. That means limit exists, but f of a does not. So limit is different, limit of the function at a point is different, and value of the function at that point is different. Clear? But for what functions they are equal? That is the $1 million question, that we will explain in the next lesson, not in limit theory and coming 6 lessons. In the continuity chapter 1, I will explain. And another important beautiful point is, whenever we are finding limit of the function at a particular point, what is the relation between that point and domain of the function? No textbook gives this kind of information. No material gives this information. Only this in this video, you are the only person, those who are listening very seriously, noting my points very seriously, you are the only person get the knowledge on this particular area. See, again what I am repeating. Suppose f of x, f is a function. Function means it has some domain and it has some codomain. A is a real number. I would like to find limit of the function at x is equal to a. Limit of the function at x is equal to a. Then a question comes in my mind. What is the relation between that point a and the domain of the function? Whether the point a is in the domain of the function or not. Clear? Whether the point a is in the domain of the function or not. This is the $1 million question. So my friends, remember, limit where you are finding for a function at a particular point need not be an element in the domain of the function. df means the domain of the function. Then what is the relation? That should be the limiting point of the function. This is an advanced terminology I have used. Don't worry. I will explain what is the limiting point and etc. things in coming. If you are seriously following my lessons, then I will do my level best service for you, my friends. Because if you want only problems, that is a different story. There is no use at all. If you want to learn some subject, this kind of things, because with the help of this one only you will master what is mathematics and all. You will enjoy. See, so the most important point is what? Limit, where you are finding limit of the function at a particular point, the point need not be an element in the domain of the function. Then what is the relation between that point and the domain? That point must be the limiting point of the domain of the function. What is that? The point is the limiting point of the domain of the function. What is limiting point? That I will explain in the next one. See, because you feel that okay, limits is a very simple topic, why this man is concentrating limits chapter, we are familiar and we solved so many thousands of the questions. No. These are the crucial points. If you practiced it, then only you will enjoy the fundas in coming chapters like continuity and differentiation. After that only you will get complete knowledge in solving very good problems in a definite and integrations. That is the power of calculus. See, my friends, now there is a lot of difference between the limit of the function at a point and value of the function at a point. Both need not be exist. Sometimes limit may exist and value of the function may not. Sometimes both are exists, but they need not be the same. Sometimes limit exists, value not. Sometimes value exists, limit not. See, all these points I have mentioned here. So they are different. Clear? So this is about the second lesson. Hope you enjoyed this a lot, and if you like this, you please subscribe my channel Uma Shankar and share it. My friends, please don't pass unnecessary comments with my personal interest only, though I am very busy with my other aspects. Being a mathematics lecturer from IIT Kanpur, and I have produced so many All India rankers, I feel that it is my responsibility to do service to my students, at least those who are not following the classes, regular classes. If you are understanding my notes, these points very carefully, some extent they are very useful for you. So my friends, we will meet again with the next lesson number 3 with the methods of finding limits soon. If you like this, again I am requesting you, please subscribe, and like this kind of things we are always giving to our students in Sri Chaitanya. That is the beauty in Sri Chaitanya and the standards of the faculty in Sri Chaitanya. That's why we are getting always every time All India ranks. And of course, once after getting the complete notification about 2021 mains and advanced, we will learn so many other things also. And in lesson 3, I will explain some more important points. Okay? Thank you for watching this video.